If you ever face any problem in life, there's only one solution. Change your mindset. Because when you change, the entire world starts changing with you. Every problem, financial, emotional, or personal, has one hidden key. You. Change your attitude, your mindset, your vision, and life starts fixing itself. Now, let me tell you a story that proves this truth. The story of a man who didn't just sell coffee, he changed an entire culture. This is the story of Starbucks and Howard Schultz. When we think of coffee, we think of Starbucks. But did you know that this empire began as a tiny shop that didn't even sell coffee to drink? Only machines and coffee beans. No lattes, no cappuccinos, nothing fancy. Yet today, Starbucks rules over 57% of the world's coffee market with over 30,000 stores in 64 countries. How did that happen? The answer, once again, lies in one thing: mindset. In 1970, three friends opened a small shop called Starbucks. They sold Italian machines and premium beans. That's it. No coffee cups, no customers sitting around, just retail sales. Then entered Howard Schultz, a man born in poverty. He grew up in government housing, struggled for food, even sold his own blood to buy clothes. Through student loans, he studied, graduated, and got a sales job. Later, while selling coffee machines at a company called Hammerplast, he noticed one thing: most of his sales were going to a small shop called Starbucks. He became curious and visited the store. Something clicked. He felt a connection. For 1 full year, he begged the founders to hire him. Finally, they agreed. Then, in 1983, Schultz went on a trip to Italy, and that trip changed everything. He saw cafes buzzing with people, laughing, relaxing, working, not just drinking coffee, but living life. Coffee wasn't a drink there, it was a culture. He came back to America with a fire in his heart. He told the founders, "You are selling beans and machines, but what people truly need is connection. Let's open cafes where people can sit, talk, and breathe." But the founders refused. So Schultz left and opened his own shop, Il Giornale, where he built a concept he called the third place. Think about it. We all have two places in life, home and work. But what if there was a third place, between both, where you could relax, clear your mind, or just be yourself? That's what Schultz created, a place for peace, friendship, and reflection. And that idea changed America. Soon after, Starbucks' original owners started losing business. They offered to sell the company to Schultz for $3.8 million. He had 60 days to find the money. He knocked on more than 200 investors' doors. Most said no, but 10 people believed, sold their jewelry, savings, and in 59 days, he bought Starbucks. The rest is history. Starbucks became more than coffee. It became emotion, belonging, a daily ritual. Employees were no longer called workers, they were called partners, and each one owned shares of the company. They weren't just serving coffee, they were building connection. Even writing your name on a cup wasn't marketing, it was human touch. It said, "You matter." That's why Starbucks baristas remember your name, because when they do, they literally earn shares in the company. So, what's the message? Always move to the next stage. If you stay where you are, you'll be forgotten. But if you evolve, you'll create history. If Schultz can turn poverty into global power, you can too. All it takes is one decision: to see life differently. There is only one solution: change your mindset. If this story inspired you, don't just scroll away. Hit like, subscribe, and support the channel, because here we don't just tell stories, we change mindsets. And who knows, the next story could be yours.